I see it.
We could have all this noise.
Master be in the living room like, do you hear him in the kitchen?
Have it.
Y'all want to be house, right? Y'all want to be in the house, right? There's limits to that. There are limits to it.
I just saw 12 Years a Slave again.
So now it's 24?
They're running that. They're running that.
Now it's 24 Years a Slave?
24 years. It's Negro History Month, so they got they got to do slave movies on television.
Oh yeah. Well, that just so annoys me.
I'm trying to miss them all.
Right. Dude, I'm just, I can't look at them. I can't look at any more black movies that go back to, because bless you. The thing is that I know the depths of this history, that the stuff that our forefathers endured and foremothers, what they endure, and then now to have to go back and I know the depths of it.
But see, here's the problem with these movies: all of them focus their lenses and their stories in the same way. It's the relationship between the hostage takers and those who've been held hostage. Right?
Yes.
Because they didn't own us; they held us hostage.
Right.
And everybody's doing that. Nobody does a so-called slave movie from the perspective of the slave community. That is a very different movie.
That is.
It will clear up that whole fantasy and lie, really, that everybody's telling, that Christianity was beat into the slave. That was not. It's not the case. Right. That white theology stuff happened after slavery.
Right.
It did not happen during. They were preaching white theology to them, but that's not what the slaves were doing for themselves. That's not what they were doing. It's a whole different reality. And that part needs to be put out there to show that this mental slavery we got right now did not happen antebellum. It happened postbellum. Okay. And the interaction and how they protected one another and how they engaged one another, how they helped one another. The ones who never ran away, how they helped the ones who did run away. That do the movie from that perspective and not from the white man's perspective of how they were acting because of what he was doing. That's a very, very different movie.
You guys got to close.
That's a much more uplifting movie as well,
and
because
that's why
it
they won't
shows.
do it.
Right, that's why they won't do it. Right,
like you're on to something. Of course, you got the right idea. They like we know.
Exactly. Right. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that because if you take that to the white producer or the filmmaker or whatever they do, the people put in Hollywood. Well, we need to see the whole story. You done that story over and over again. You've never done this story. You see, I just saw a thing on Netflix because I'm Netflix adjacent. Y'all know what that means, right? I got somebody else's number.
No. Negro, I followed you.
I was seeing some confusion in the faces.
I didn't know where you was going with it.
I stand in the pulpit and look out there, and I see confusion.
That was accurate. No, that was accurate because I was kind of. I didn't really know where you was going. I was like,
I got somebody. I'm Netflix adjacent. I don't pay for it, but I got it. So anyway,
whenever that word is used, just know it ain't there. It's next to.
Yeah, no. I know what adjacent means.
I know.
No, I didn't know where he was going.
How I was using.
Yeah. From the minute I heard the Netflix.
But
anyway,
there's a documentary on. I just watched it the other day. I think it's like 2, episodes, whatever.
Oh, Black Hollywood thing.
They Gotta Have Us.
The Black Hollywood
You've seen
thing.
that one?
Yeah.
That's a great documentary.
What is it about?
I was getting
black
angry.
actors, black writers, black directors, that kind of stuff, and the difficulty they've had of getting stuff out and putting stuff out and doing stuff and getting acknowledged for it and all that kind of stuff, which is something that we really shouldn't be concerned about in terms of the acknowledgement,
right?
Because the Oscars is not about the best movie.
Correct.
The Oscars is about the movie that they want to perpetuate into the future.
That's
the
a good
story
point.
the culture they want to perpetuate into the future.
Yep.
That's why certain black things. What was the first black Oscar? Sister playing
that's right.
A maid,
Mammy.
Mammy,
What was
right?
her name?
Yeah.
Her
Right.
real name.
Apple.
was-
What was it?
I can't remember her
we
name
said
right
it
now.
like that,
Maddie
but yeah.
something other. Hattie something other was her real name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hattie
Hattie
McDaniels.
Hattie McDaniels,
something
right?
Like that, yeah.
They want to perpetuate that into the future, so we see it all. Oh, this is the first Oscar. Now you got to tell us what you were doing. So you're perpetuating certain stories into the culture and how.
What was the name of it?
That was
When They See Us or something like that.
Huh?
No.
That was
They
Gone with the
Gotta Have
Wind,
It.
wasn't it?
Oh no! You talking about the name of the
The first
documentary?
one. No. The first Oscar you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Going
with Going
Hattie
with the
McDaniels.
Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
That was Going with the
Yeah,
Wind.
Hattie
Hattie
McDaniels.
McDaniel won the Oscar in that.
Yeah.
I forgot we had
The first African American to
Right.
win it. Okay,
Yeah.
I
Right,
thought you were
right.
talking about which first black movie.
No.
Yeah,
The first
okay,
Oscar.
yeah, okay.
But I'm talking about how they put, for example,
Yeah.
you don't give Denzel an Oscar for Malcolm,
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh,
but you give him one for being this
Training
crooked
Day,
cop,
and
Right.
Training Day.
right? That's what you want to perpetuate into the future.
okay.
So that's what they're based on. It's not based on merit. It's based on that kind of crap. And we always got to understand what the majority
Can I do some kind of
culture is
pushback
doing.
on that? I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate that, and that does have levels of truth to it. I'm not even questioning that. But what do you say to those who will look at it and say, well, Denzel, you anticipate this from Denzel?
What?
Oscar, a Malcolm, a Glory, telling the black story as such. But being a crooked cop, playing it so well, we did not anticipate that from him. So he got out of who he is and literally act another character. What do you say on that?
What did Malcolm do? What did Denzel do prior to Malcolm that anticipated Malcolm?
I don't know.
Yeah, so we don't anticipate that from him. And the other Oscar he got was being a runaway slave who died for America.
Glory.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they
He
want.
he didn't get an Oscar for Glory.
He got a supporting actor.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In Glory. Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't be Googling me. Google checking me. I know I'm talking.
No. If you say it, let me tell you something right now. That's what we do here. We check for facts, and the bottom line is, if I'm incorrect, man, I'll shut the hell up.
Yeah, that's you.
You-
But anyway,
This is all deliberate, man.
Yeah.
This is all on purpose.
exactly.
No,
so it's
no,
not
you're
about,
right.
It's not about merit. But
But here's the second part to that. The second part is then one could say that why Pacino didn't get something for Godfather or for
No. We're not talking about them.
Yeah.
We're talking about how they.
No, I hear
acknowledge
exactly what
us.
you're saying. Believe me, I hear exactly what you're saying.
well,
I'm
then
looking at the pushback.
But they're not.
I like to kill you.
don't push
They're
back.
They're not in this conversation.
Yeah,
though,
don't
so
pay
it
attention to
can't
the
be a
pushback. This
yeah.
is us. This is us. There's
Well,
no pushback.
you can
discuss.
do a pushback, but the pushback got to be in the context of what I'm talking about.
That's
I'm
what I'm
talking
saying.
about white folk.
The conversation is between us. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
Like,
It's
don't worry
between us.
about the out.
Right. So
push- the outer
I don't know
pushback.
what they're trying to do with them. I know what
Don't
they're trying
matter.
to do with us. What they're trying to the images and the stories they're trying to perpetuate into the future of black people is how they determine whether or not we win Oscars and that kind of stuff. Or not. That's what that's about.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just trying to get my Italian brothers and sisters upset to join us on this one.
No. But see, that's the problem. We always want people to join. Like, nobody else asks people to join. When
Right,
they get in their group
right.
together, they
Yeah.
not like, oh, let's
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what the blacks think. Or
Right,
let's see.
no, they
Nobody
don't
does
care.
Oh,
that.
they on that right
they
now?
Make us,
Who?
nah, no,
Oh,
they
they
don't.
on
No, they
that
don't.
right
Don't
now?
be fooled. They
Who's
don't.
on that right now?
Oh, they on that
They
right
don't
now.
do it. They
They're like,
don't do it.
let's get as many Negroes as possible to support this guy Bloomberg, which I'm
No,
very
that's
much
just
upset.
that's just put black faces and black
Exactly,
people
but
gonna
that's
vote,
what it is.
which is treating us like we stupid, like
Yes,
whatever.
but that's not
No other group
no,
does
Jay.
that.
That's a different thing.
No other group does that.
But that's a different thing.
No.
Yes, he's trying to get to join him, but he's not trying to get to join because they're not talking about anything.
Nothing.
I just heard before I turned on you, I was listening to CNN.
You're listening to somebody else?
Stop.
I feel cheated.
Stop. And Reverend Barber, the Poor People's Campaign guy, was out there on there, right? So they're talking about
North
Bloomberg.
Carolina.
Yeah. And the white folk are talking about, he's getting the black folk and he's apologizing for stop and frisk.
Barbara didn't agree.
Barbara's like, hold on.
I love this guy.
This is about economics.
Yeah.
This is about segregated schools.
Yes.
Resegregated. This is about, he just lists a whole lot of things. I can't
Yeah.
remember all of them.
Yeah.
But he was like, this ain't just stop and frisk.
Right.
Stop and frisk is a thing. Yes, we got to acknowledge. We got to talk about that. But this is a whole lot of other stuff.
Right.
So black folk joining him
Yeah.
just because he apologized for that and not talking about this other stuff,
Well, here's
that's
my,
how
here's
it's
my
been
thing.
going.
Conversation.
That's
But
how
here's
it's
my
been
the
going.
conversation.
Here's my problem
And
here with
people fall for it
here's
every
my
time.
problem here with Bloomberg is because the stop and frisk is one, and the thing that really made it just shows how further than that it goes to it, the economics. When the market crashed in '08, he blamed redlining, but getting away of getting rid of redlining.
Yep.
That was the thing that I can
Yep.
like. How in the hell could you bring yourself to say
Yep.
you have a problem with them with Congress clamping down on redlining? And
That's
keep
the
in
problem
mind,
with
yeah.
Now, let's put this together.
you
Let's
know,
put this together because I made this.
And I hate how he's just throwing this money around, just like whipping it into our community on that.
Yeah, stay with it. I made this point last night in one of my texts. It was very superficial though, but no. I mean, it was authentic in the terms of what the two people I compared, but I didn't go deep into it.
Uh-huh.
What you see in Bloomberg is, if I need black people, I'm gonna go pander to them.
Right.
Not in a deep way.
Right.
No, you're not
Right.
offering nothing.
I'm
You're not offering
apologize.
nothing. All you
that
doing
ain't
is
no offering
saying
nothing, right?
sorry.
I'm apologizing.
I agree with
you. Bringing nothing to the table.
A stated apology doesn't do anything for the hurt, the trauma, the
Right.
anxiety, the PSTT,
won't
and all that kind
ever.
of stuff that you did, right? So
It
that's
won't
just so
ever.
very superficial. But when white folk get in trouble, you're going to throw black people on the bus.
Of course.
Who else did that?
Countless.
No.
people.
President.
Oh,
Recent.
President.
We voted for it. He wore some shades and played a saxophone.
Oh, of course. Oh, no. His
Bill
cousin.
Clinton.
His cousin. Bill Clinton and them. Yeah.
Did the same thing. Did the same thing. Did the same thing.
That's your crew. No, that's your crew. No, because I bomb Hillary Clinton every chance I get.
Oh, yes.
And he's
Oh,
like,
yes.
why can't you forgive?
No,
Bobby
no,
always
no,
getting
no,
at me.
no.
Always.
Same thing.
Always.
And
That's his
now,
family.
here's the difference. But we didn't notice it because Clinton, playing the black folk, the Southern thing, playing the
He went on
saxophone, that kind of-
Arsenio.
But while he was running for president the first time, he came off the campaign trail, went to Arkansas to oversee an execution of a mentally ill black man.
Yes.
We didn't pay that any attention.
Oh, I did.
I did. I certainly did. But I'm
I
talking
did.
about as a community. Nobody was talking about that.
Nobody cared.
Then he got in the White House, got in trouble with the Republicans, and started this triangulation stuff. Ended changed affirmative action. He say we're not going to end it, we're going to mend it, but he messed it up. You got the super predator, mass incarceration.
Please
stuff.
don't say that.
He
Please don't
started
say that.
throwing black people under the bus. That's what Bloomberg has already done.
He's gonna do it.
Already done.
The
And we're
blueprint.
talking about, just because he can beat Trump.
It's a blueprint.
No. If he comes here
You-
on the ticket as the presidential nominee, like Hillary, I will not vote for him.
Okay. And look, like I always say, you got the right to vote for whoever.
And I'm
you-
still
or
going to
not
have a
vote.
voice, black people. I'm still going to have a voice.
Oh, that's
so
what-
stop that narrative. If you don't vote, you lose your voice. I'm still going to have a voice because there's still a First Amendment, and I'm still an American citizen, and I'm an American citizen proudly because my ancestors built this thing.
Okay.
Hallelujah. Yeah, like come on, put your voices together. That's when
Exactly.
That's when you're gonna really
You don't
say
lose
something.
your voice because
That's
you
when
don't
you're gonna
vote.
say something.
You still have a voice,
It's
and you
game.
can still talk, and you can talk about why you didn't vote.
For real.
So, people, let me help you understand a little something here. When I say you're going to lose your voice, if ever you hear me say that you're going to lose your voice if you vote, if you don't vote, I am being very clear here. Let me be very clear about that. You will still have a voice that you could stand up and you could still talk about stuff. But you're going to lose your voice as far as healthcare. You're going to lose your voice as far as lending. You're going to lose your voice as far as insurance. You're going to lose your voice in a lot. Now, when you vote, you're voting collectively. This is a collective thing that you're going to be doing. Okay? But however, you don't take everybody with you to your doctor. You're carrying yourself to the doctor. So if you don't vote collectively to protect yourself, that's my point. I'm losing my voice when I get to my doctor and my health care is messed up. because I didn't collectively bargain. That's union. Let's roll.
Now let me rule.
No.
Let me go back on the other side.
I'm gonna let you get that one.
We voted. No. He said this will happen if you don't vote. So we voted for Clinton. We lost our freedom.
What happened? Like what
We
happened?
voted for Clinton. Wow. We lost liberal policies. We voted for
Prisons
Clinton,
got
and we
booming.
lost him to the Republicans. So if we losing things, if we don't vote, are we going to talk about what we lose when we do vote for them, and without any kind of knowing that we going to have some power in the next election, and we will not vote for you if you don't do what you want to do.
That's
we
what
want you
you're
to do.
supposed to do.
That's what we're supposed to
You're
do.
supposed to
but
hold
so
them
it ain't about
to that.
yeah,
You're supposed
exactly.
to hold your vote like
and
your vote is like currency basically. It's
Right,
like you hold
right.
that. You hold that. You don't just be like, here.
Yeah, and it ain't about, you put him in office and you watch him. Okay, you watch him, but so what? I watched Clinton do all the stuff
because
that he did.
what they do
I
is
couldn't do anything with it, and then we turned around and voted for him again.
Yeah,
For the
they-
sake
they-
of time,
they-
am I going to get with something?
They
No.
trick people. Let me give you 1 minute. I only need 20 seconds. They trick black people
That's
into
all we
thinking.
got.
They trick black
all we
people
got
into.
now.
I'll talk
On the
fast. They
FM.
trick black people into thinking.
Leave the man alone. Go.
They trick black people into thinking that if you vote for them, they're gonna do something for you, but they're not
Hi, this
promising
is
you
Aaliyah
nothing.
Swaby,
So
and you're
what-
listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from New Haven, Connecticut.